אתה תביא טוב, תן לי לשיר אותו לעולם, תן לי ליצור ממנו צורות כמו אור בים.
One of the highlights of my year is attending the annual Binyan Shalom conference. It's a conference attended by over 5,000 religious moms in Jerusalem every July. And this conference, it has lots of classes on how to educate our children, how to be better wives, and how to be better Jewish women. And it's very, very inspiring. And I think for me, the most inspiring moment of this very, very inspiring two-day conference was actually before I was waiting for the class by Harav Shlomo Aviner, the Rabbi of Beit El, to begin. And I was sitting there in this huge auditorium, and I looked around and I started counting the rows and counting the amount of seats, and I realized that around me were just under 2,000 Jewish moms. And then I did a little bit more math, and I realized that whatever we were about to hear by Rabbi Aviner, whatever message and education he was about to give us, it was going to affect over 6,000 Jewish kids. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Whatever we're about to hear is going to affect so many families, so many children. Gave me the sense of awe for the power of Jewish moms and the power that we have when we work on ourselves, and when we learn something new, and when we get inspired, how we can change Jewish families and how we can change Jewish society and the Jewish world. Okay, so what did Rabbi Aviner decide to speak about to these, almost 2,000 Jewish moms? It's going to affect, so many thousands of Jewish kids. He talked about the importance of having faith in our children. He explained that when parents believe in their children, let's say, for example, that a child is going through a tough time at school. So if a parent believes deep down, if a parent says, okay, this child's having a tough time, but I believe in my child. This is a child with potential. I know this child. This is a child who can succeed. I love this child that can do it. Then that child can do it. And if your child's having a tough time at school, and deep down, you believe that your child is, as we say in Hebrew, that your child is a luzil, then your child will definitely be a luzil. So it's all on us, it's all on the parents. What we believe that our children will 100% live up to our expectations, for good, for better, and for worse. But the first step in having faith in our children, Rabbi Aviner explains, the first step is for us to have faith in ourselves. For us to believe in ourselves. And I think that most of us will agree. I think it's much, much more difficult. That as a mother, we're responsible for so many thousands of little details in the lives of our families, lives of our children, there's so many details. It's a job that's nearly impossible to do perfectly. And I think that many mothers, Rabbi Aviner said it, that it's so difficult for mothers and for parents, for mothers especially, to believe in themselves. Rabbi Aviner, he cited a very interesting piece of research that a bunch of scholars, they went into a factory and they wanted to find out who is most prone to having work accidents. So first of all, they went to the most dangerous area of the factory, and they thought maybe people will have most work accidents there, but it didn't. It wasn't true. Then they researched people. They interviewed people to find out who was most physically fit. Maybe people who are less physically fit, maybe they're more prone to have work accidents. But it wasn't true. Who was most prone to having work accidents? In almost 100% of cases, the people who have work accidents are the people who believed beforehand that they were going to have work accidents. It's the people who are saying to themselves, I'm a klutz, I'm clumsy, I can't do it, I'm an accident waiting to happen. And if you believe that way, if you feel that way about yourself, then really you are an accident waiting to happen. And it's so true with mothers. Let's say you're having a tough day. You wake up in the morning and you have decided that you're not going to lose it with your kids anymore. You have difficulties with anger. You're not going to start, in the afternoon when all of your kids are on top of you. You are not going to lose it. You're not going to scream. You're not going to hit anybody. And you're good for 1 day, and for 2 days, and for 3 days, and then of course on the 4th day, everybody's really driving you crazy, and you're really tired, and you're really hungry, and so you just start screaming, and you slap your 10-year-old. Okay. So at that moment you have two choices. Either you can say to yourself, as probably most of us would, I'm terrible. I am the worst mother. You know, really, my children would be so much better off if I would just give them up for adoption. You know, I am a curse to motherhood. Okay. So this way, of course, is going to lead us. Then if you think that you're an accident waiting to happen, you will be, and you'll continue to suffer, and your family will continue to suffer as you continue losing it and hitting and screaming and being out of control, because you don't believe in yourself, because you believe that you are, you believe that you are the worst mother in the world, and you will be. But you have another choice. You've just lost it. You've just screamed at your child and like slapped your 10-year-old, God forbid. You pull yourself out. You say, okay, I just did something terrible. I really shouldn't have done that. But you know what? I'm a good mom. I'm a good mom. I just did something bad, but I'm a good mom. And I'm going to be better. I'm going to now pull myself out of that. I'm going to be a better mom for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to be a better mom. I'm going to go to a parenting class. I'm going to watch another Mommy Pep Talk by Hannah Jenny Weisberg. I am going to be a better mom. And I'm a good mom. I'm a good mom. And of course, like we know, like if you believe it, and if you believe that you'll be a better mom, then you can be, and you will be. I really, really believe that. But how do we do it? How do we believe in ourselves? It's so difficult. It's so difficult to have faith in ourselves. Just like a little idea that I had. A few weeks ago, I woke up in the morning, and for whatever reason, I was just feeling like I am just a failure. Like I am the worst mother. I'm the worst mother. So for a few hours, I was feeling really depressed and being really grouchy and really being, the worst mother. But then I decided, okay, I was going to take a step back, and I was going to count 30 things that I had done right that day. So, I thought to myself, okay, my house is a mess, but, today I made like a really, really yummy lunch, and my kids really loved it, and it really added to their day that I made something so yummy to eat. Today I yelled at this child, but, I had such a wonderful time reading a book with my 6-year-old, and I feel like we really had a special moment. Like I had a good, wonderful mothering moment. I was a good mother for that 10 minutes I was reading that story to my 6-year-old. Or you can say, my house is a disaster. My house looks like it's been hit by a hurricane. But I had a nice, afternoon with my kids. I was calm with them. I did a good job with them, even though it was hard and I was tired and I was hungry. But I didn't lose it. I didn't get really angry. I was okay. I was a good mom. So, and I really went through, and it wasn't so hard coming up with 30 things that I had done right. And it made me realize, when I could have done probably, as all of us could, 100 things that I had done right, and maybe like 500, maybe even 1,000 things that I had done right that day. And when we start thinking of all the details and all the things that we do right, it can make us feel so much better about ourselves. So I want to bless us. I heard during the conference, I heard an incredible quote by Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, who says that when God gives a child to parents, then it shows God's incredible faith in those parents. Because God is reaching into his treasury of souls and giving his most treasured possession in the whole universe, which is a Jewish soul. And he looked down at the earth and he said, okay, I see the best possible parents for this child, and I'm going to give this soul to those parents. It's a sign, when a baby's born to you, it's a sign of God's incredible faith in you. That God's giving faith in you, that you are the best parents to raise that child and care for that child and love that child. So I want to bless all of us. I want to bless all of us that we should be able to have as much faith in ourselves as God had in us when he gave us our children in the first place. I want to bless everyone with an amazing week.